I am certified pet professional Amy Lee. The only difference between you and your groomer is knowledge, techniques, and tools. It is absolutely my pleasure to share with you the secrets of the grooming industry. So stay put as we get started on this journey together today. There you are. I missed you guys. Thank you for joining me live from the Grooming Table. I am Amy Lee, certified professional pet groomer since 2003. But it is my pleasure to share with you the secrets of the grooming industry, and that's what we get together here for every Monday at 5:30. I'm so happy tonight is packed. Can't wait. What are we doing tonight? Hopefully I have all my stuff turned on right. I'll tell you what. Gotcha. I gotcha. Tonight is good. I'm so excited. I've put a little bit of extra time into this for you guys because last week I asked you all to comment in last week's live stream and express to me your feelings on anything that you may struggle with grooming or want to know more about, or questions that you may have specifically about grooming your pet or any pet, if you are a home groomer or if you are a professional groomer or if you're new to grooming. And I got some great feedback from you guys and it really inspired me. God, I love it when you do that. Way to go, you guys. You did good. So it really did inspire me to work pretty hard on this. And it kind of led me a little bit into a different path. That's why if you notice the title of the video tonight is Dog Grooming, How to Get Started. You know, there was a lot of questions. Where would you go to learn this? How would you know where to look? How do you know what to trust? Those kind of things. When you're just getting into grooming, or even if you're not looking to be a professional groomer, sometimes we want to learn to groom because maybe we have our own show dogs. And I'm going to explain to you the benefits of, spending $800 to $900 if you really need to know how to do something well. I think that's worth it. So I can't wait. I can't wait. I put a lot into this, but we also, we're going to be doing Q&A. That's all part of it tonight. Your questions, my answers, and a little bit of demo, maybe how I got started in grooming. And that was a different time, guys. That was back in 2002, I believe, when I took my course. And the options were minimal, okay? So I want to explain to you all this tonight. I want to share it with you. I don't think I've ever really shared that in a way that is also educational, okay? So I'm putting it all together for you guys because I love you that much. I do. You guys are there for me. You show up, you want more, and it just fuels my fire, and I can't thank you enough. Because I love to share and I love to know what I need to share. So tonight we got that coming. It's a great one. Our subscriber showdown I'm very excited about. We've got some new guest stars tonight. See if you pick them out. Maybe they're famous. You already know who they are. I don't know. But it's a good showdown. I'm so excited for you to see the showdown tonight. It's a little different than any showdown that we have done to date. So, and before I jump in there and say hello to you guys, which I'm just dying to do that right now, I do want to say that this Saturday is what? Does anybody know? This Saturday is our 1,000 subscriber party. We are celebrating our 1,000 subscriber milestone. Where is it? I'm trying to turn it on. There it is. That's the date. That is this Saturday, August 30th at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. That's my time. So, just figure out your time zones. I really want you guys to be here. It's so important. But we're celebrating because we are a very strong community here, sharing information that is benefiting pets, benefiting you, and benefiting your household and your lives. Just this little bitty channel. It's wonderful. We are the best. I can't. I'm so excited. Very, very worth celebrating. But what are we going to be doing? Well, I have a special co-host that is going to join me that day. That is my husband, Go Groomer Hubby. He's going to be the co-host. I don't know if you guys are ready for him. I don't know if YouTube's ready for him. We'll find out, won't we? He's my co-host. We have some cool stuff we're going to throw down during that 1,000 subscriber party. We are going to be celebrating. And I have a little bit of a bloopers video I put together of some of the videos as time marched on. You know, oh my gosh. You guys have no idea how badly I mess up these videos when I'm making them. But you're going to know soon. This light is really annoying. Is it? It's annoying to me. Okay, guess that's better. But anyway, I did put together some bloopers for you guys because I want to show you how bad I mess this stuff up at times. You guys think it's easy. For me, it's not. This is easy. Believe it or not, the live streams are easy for me. Talking to you guys feels so natural and so good. Getting together every Monday. It's the videoing when it's me in a quiet room in my shop and a computer, and I get like, I really do. Anyway, so I got a bloopers video for you guys I'm going to share at our party. Also, I thought, you let me know what you feel about this. I went back and looked at some of my videos and went through some of the things that I've been through with this channel, just getting comfortable with YouTube. It was an adjustment, you know? And I watched my first video and I was like, wow, you know what? I listened to it and I was like, the message is exactly what I'm sharing today. So I'm glad to know that my intention of creating this place where we get together on this platform of YouTube, my intention was always right where it is today. Because I went back and watched that first video and I was like, wow, exactly what I said I wanted to do then, I am doing today with you guys here on this channel, Go Groomer. And I'm very happy about that. But what I thought would be fun to do during our 1,000 subscriber party is to have a Go Groomer roast. I say we roast that video. We roast it. We toast it up like a marshmallow. Yeah, we're going to roast it. We're going to play it. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, could you have at least done your hair? You know, Amy, what were you thinking? Oh yeah, we're going to watch it together, guys. And you can roast me, and I'm going to roast me. And don't feel bad about it. Because I'm telling you, it's a weird situation being on camera. But I'm glad I did. Because look at us now, guys. I'm so proud of us. So, I think that's all the announcements that I have here. Yes, you just don't forget, during that party, we are giving away some fun stuff. Of course, some Go Groomer t-shirts. We're going to have fun ways to give them away. We're going to be giving away some products that we talk about all the time on this channel. I want to put them in your hands. I want you guys to, you know, see if I'm bringing you the goods, because I am. I want you to know that the products that I talk about and that I share with you guys are products that are good from all kinds of a price point, from the product itself, the ingredients, the safety factor. All those things go into me recommending anything for you guys. And of course, I have experience with the different products, and I can tell you from experience what I feel is beneficial to you. So we're giving away products. We're going to give away some paracord leashes that are absolutely cool. Maybe a lanyard or two. And of course, our grand prize, I cannot wait. I'm probably going to lose sleep waiting to give this away, is the drawing that Lee Billingham is going to do. Paid by Go Groomer for one of my subscribers is going to win a very unique drawing from a wonderful, wonderful artist, Lee Billingham. And it's going to be of your pet, a past pet, or any pet. But he's amazing, and I can't wait. That's the grand prize, and we will give that away last at our party this Saturday. I can't wait. I really can't. So that's the big one. I can't wait for that. Now, I'm going to say hello to you guys, because I have to. I have to. All right, now, if I forget somebody, smack me. Tell me to smack me. I'll smack me. Daisy like a flower's here. Good to see you, Daisy. I'm so glad you're here. My Raquel's here. Good to see you, Raquel. Aunt Cindy's here all the way from Indiana. So glad you joined us, Aunt Cindy. My mom's here. Hi, Mom. You know it's never the same if you're not here. Lexi's here. That's Galaxy Art or Lexi Galloway. She has 2 channels. Good to see you, Lexi. Karen Evans is here. I'm so glad you're here, Karen. She likes the background music. Doop, 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 doop. It's entertaining. Everything should be entertaining if you're here tonight. Tegan's here. Hi, Denise. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. It's going to be a fun time, guys. I can't wait. June's here. Hi, June. I can't wait. I am so glad you're looking forward to this weekend, June, because you have got to be here. You have to be. We all have to try to be here. This is about us. That's what the live stream on Saturday is about, us. Okay, guys? So here we are. Grace T's here. Hi, Grace. Good to see you. David T's here. My favorite dog dad. Grace T, David T. I don't think they're related. But you know what, guys? Maybe in some way you are. David changed his name to My Favorite Dog Dad. He used to be David T. Well, I guess he still is. All right. So, you are awesome, Lexi. Oh, I love you guys. I'm so glad to see you. Don't want to miss anybody. Hello, Michelle. I almost missed you. I had to scroll down here. I'm messing my stuff up. Joseph's here. Michelle and Joseph are here. I'm so glad to see you guys. Carolyn's here. I am so happy you could join us, honey. I know we can't always pull it off on our time zones, but you don't know how much I get excited when I see who's able to jump in here. Denise is here. Oh, Denise. I'm so happy to see you. Denise and I go way back. She's like a second mother to me. She's wonderful. And I just love it. Her presence, being here tonight, that's going to make this show awesome for me because that's going to make me do better. Both my moms are here and my Aunt Cindy. I'm feeling the love. I just took my son to college yesterday. It's been rough. I didn't really sleep much last night. I don't know why. I was just kind of feeling all nostalgic and everything last night. But I am so excited for my son. He's going to Penn State in State College, Pennsylvania. He's studying astrophysics. And I just can't. I mean, when I think about it, I just can't even believe it. I really can't. So, that's what we did. We did that yesterday. Now I'm ready to see you guys. My son's up there studying. He's in a good place. He's doing all good. This demo tonight, guys, I'm so glad you're here. Listen, I talk really fast in the demo, and it's a little bit lengthy. There's Joseph. Hi, Joseph. And it is packed full of good information, guys. Even if I know a lot of you aren't interested in being a groomer, but you do groom your own dogs, whether it's just brushing, that's grooming. So I do want to say that this demo tonight is pretty awesome. And even the books and the websites that I reference, if you're not interested in becoming a groomer, you will find it very interesting. This is stuff that is just not shared enough, in my opinion. And that's what I'm doing. I am sharing my secrets of the grooming industry with my friends. And I don't know why it has to be such secrets, right, June? We don't need to keep secrets. June don't keep secrets. That's why I love June. So, anyway, let's roll this demo, guys, okay? I'm ready. I'm going to turn off these tunages right here, and we're going to roll it right now. So I asked you guys to share with me in the comments of last week's live stream video some of your questions, some of the things that you may struggle with, some things that you just may not understand about the pet grooming industry. As I was reading all the feedback, answering the questions, and making my little notes, and it was wonderful feedback that you guys gave me, I realized that really a lot of the questions that you're asking have a lot to do with where to go to get the right information just about understanding grooming and tools and how to care for yourself as a groomer so you can keep grooming for years. A lot of groomers don't last past 10 years, and that's the truth. So this turned into kind of a beginner's guide to start grooming. Where do we start with that? We start with, where do you get your education, and is it required that you actually be certified? We're going to dive right into that now, guys. Most states don't require you to be certified as a pet groomer. In fact, I don't think any of them do, to be honest with you. They're working on that, but it's been in the works for years. As long as I've been a groomer. I've been a groomer since 2003. It hasn't happened yet, but it could, and it may, and it probably should. But here's the thing. As a professional, as somebody who wants to take pride in what they're doing and be very comfortable and confident that they can provide the quality care and compassionate pet grooming to their clients and client dogs, they need to be sure that they are well educated when it comes to grooming, skin coat, breed types, breed coats, tools, what to use, what tools not to use, what tools to use on certain coat types. There's so many different variables when it comes to approaching a groom. The first thing to understand is basic pet care grooming. And to do that, I think everybody should be certified. They should take a good certification course that will set them up for success in the industry, because it's a tough world in the grooming industry, but it's a good place to be. So before I dive in and answer the questions that you guys asked in the comments, I just want to give you how I started in the grooming industry, let you understand the options that are available to you now versus when I started. Guys, you're sitting in a good place. If you are interested in getting into the pet grooming industry and becoming a professional pet groomer, there are so many options available to you right now that are wonderful. There's a lot that are not, but I'm going to tell you the ones that are. Thank goodness for online, because that's where a lot of it has gone. And if that was available to me when I started, boy, my life would have been a lot easier. That was a rough, I think it was about 10 months it took me to complete my Correspondence Course is what I took. But what you need to begin pet grooming is basic understanding of all dog grooming. Now I'm going to get into that in just a minute. What I mean by that is you can't learn everything in a 300-hour course or something close to that. But what you can learn in those 300 hours is the basics. And from the basics of pet grooming, when you understand the basics and you really get that down and you really understand it, then you continue to learn. Then you continue your education. You can groom dogs just knowing the basics. And part of understanding the basics is safety, what tools to use, when to use what tools, what blades to use, what's safe to use, what's not safe to use. That's basic. You're going to learn that in a basic course. But without that training, I don't think that you want to go down that road and start grooming pets or professing to groom pets. You need at least basic pet care training. And if you have basic pet care training, then you should go work somewhere and get better training, get hands-on, get training from an experienced groomer. If you can't do that, then you start one dog at a time. I'm telling you, you cannot jump into this career and be good at it and do a safe, quality job. Take one dog each time, no more than one. Start there. You will build a client base from there. But spend several hours with that one dog. You know, take breaks. Certainly, you can't expect a dog to stay on the table, and you're going to need breaks too, because mentally you're going to be a little stressed out. That's natural. Take breaks. Get the dog off the table, let him rest, give him some water. If you have a fenced-in area outside of where you're grooming, then take him out, let him pee, get a little fresh air, have a little potty break, whatever, and then go back to it and build a relationship with that dog. But part of learning to groom is learning to understand how to work with dogs. And that does not happen overnight. And you can't just go and learn basic pet care grooming techniques and start grooming 5 dogs a day, guys. You're gonna go nuts. It's too stressful. I'll tell you why it's stressful is because you're in charge of these animals. You wanna ensure their safety. You know you do. One dog at a time, okay? One dog a day to start if you're going to start grooming. Even once you've just learned the basics, you need to build, you need to gain more experience, you need to gain more confidence. My best recommendation for anybody who's interested in starting to groom would be the Paragon Pet Grooming School. They have a couple of options. They do have a campus where you can go and you can stay and you can learn. And they also have a virtual distance learning program that is actually good. Now, each level of learning, they have a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3. And each level is about $900. And it includes testing, hands-on. But here's the thing, even if you just want to do this for you don't want to be a professional groomer, maybe it's a hobby. Grooming can be a hobby. Why not? It's art, man. You can create some pretty awesome stuff. Let's say you have your own standard poodle or miniature schnauzer or bouvier or whatever. It can be a hobby. Let's say you're showing dogs. You can learn really good things from this course. So the level 1 is your very basics. The level 2 picks up from level 1, and level 3 really puts you in a nice place. But each level is around $900. Now you can do that virtually online as well as going on campus. That's pretty cool. So this doesn't just apply to people who want to begin a pet grooming career. This can apply to somebody who wants to begin a really awesome hobby. Let's say you breed miniature schnauzers or a certain breed or Bichon. Oh, that's a fun one to groom. But $900 to really learn some very valuable information about these dogs, their skin and coat, how to use the tools, how to properly scissor and clip. I think it's pretty awesome. Compared to when I took my correspondence course in 2002, this is what I got. VHS tapes. Now, I learned a lot from this course, don't get me wrong, but this was my only option. Unless I could go to grooming school for several months, and I couldn't do that. I had a little boy and a husband and a house and a second job. These tapes, this is part of my learning kit, as well as this. Boy, this is like opening up a treasure chest. These were my, oh wow, there's a letter from my instructor. She was really cool. She was from South Carolina. She was a certified master groomer, and this was a correspondence course. This is something that I also want to tell you guys about. National Dog Groomers Association of America. You can become a member of that, and there's all kinds of great training and opportunities there for you too. That's just something else that I did along the way. But my correspondence books, this was them. They you know, I had lessons and I had to take tests and submit them. It was all a lot of book work and a lot of watching and rewatching videos and rewatching videos. I'll share with you some of the pictures that I had to submit. Some of my very first grooms. They were horrible, but they were good. They were successful. This is a little poodle named Skippy before. And this is Skippy after. And this is a little dog named Benji, and you can see where my instructor left notes and tell me things that I could do differently. This is how we did it. This is Polaroid film. Here's Katie before. Barb, if you're watching, this is your Katie. All those years ago, I learned to groom on Katie. This is Katie after. Yeah, this was something. And then other things that I did was I took other classes, seminars, and stuff at the expos. I also went and visited Sarah Hawks. This was a picture I took when I was there. She had a Wheaten Terrier that came in that was completely matted, and she had to shave it. So when she was done, she's like, went to throw this in the trash, and we're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That was a lot of work. So she pranced around for a few minutes wearing the cape. She is such a really awesome woman. Loved her. I spent one day with her, and I stripped my first dog. This was the first dog I ever hand stripped at her shop, and she taught me. And I have a note. I dug these pictures out so I would never forget. It was August 10th, 07. My first striptease. Good stuff. This is my little Karen Terrier that I groomed when I was beginning, just learning. He was a good boy. That's my son, Gage. Buddy and Sissy. My little pug is in there too, you can see. That's me, just learning to groom. Here's a dog, one of my first ones. She was one of my favorites. That was Rosie. I really fell in love with poodles after grooming her. She was one of my very first poodles that I ever groomed. But I can clearly look at this stuff and say, wow, you know, I've learned a lot since. This is one of the first schnauzers I ever groomed. I loved learning, and I evolved from there. And you will too, with every groom. So what would have been different for me then versus now? Now I could do it virtually, which would have been a heck of a lot easier, you know, without Polaroids, without snail mail, having to send everything through the mail. I did have to groom, you know, like 22 poodles. I think I had to do like 10 Cocker Spaniels, so many mixed breeds and other purebreds like Bijans, whether it would be a mixed breed like a Shih-Tzu or anything like that. All in all, I believe I had to, in my course, I had to groom, I'd say at least 50 to 60 dogs, aside from the bookwork. So it was a good correspondence course. And I did get a certification. I guess I should be showing you that. It's hanging here somewhere in my shop. But I did get a certification of completion of 300 hours of grooming. It would have been a lot easier today, guys. You know, we're so fortunate to have the internet. And the Paragon School of Grooming would be my choice. If Amy in 2002 were doing it in 2019, I would definitely be going to that school, especially knowing what I know in the industry, going to the shows every year and talking with the people. And a lot of the people in the grooming competition rings, which I have competed a good bit myself, a lot of them are graduates from that school. They have expert level of grooming too that they can teach you. Like I said, there's different tiers. You choose. Do you want to just know the basics? Do you want to take it to an intermediate level, or you want to go a little more expert? You can just do level 1 and a year later come back and do level 2. And a year later, come back and do level 3. That's pretty awesome. But I can tell you this, in the grooming industry, once you get started, there is such a lack of groomers, and there's a lack of good groomers too. So there's already a lack of groomers. Now there's a lack of good groomers. As soon as people see that you stand out and you go the extra mile, when I say that, I mean that you're careful and you don't overbook, you do a fantastic job, and you relate very well with the animals. Boy, I tell you what, your phone's gonna be ringing off the hook. It happened for me like that. It honestly did. People want to know that their dogs are in good hands, and that's the kind of groomer you want to be. And in order to do that, you need to gain the experience of working with the animals, and you also need to gain experience through grooming them. Get your skills up to par. Continue your education. I still, to this day, continue my education with grooming. It never ends, and it never should end. It's like anything. You want to just always be on top of your game. You always want to bring the most to the table, to the grooming table, every time. And there's a lot of ways to do that. There's training through the expos that are available to everybody, not just groomers. Anybody can go to the expos. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video that links a list of where all of them are, the dates, the cities, the locations. You can all go to them. There's a lot of free instruction there too. There's a lot of people at the Andis Wall Oster booths doing full demos on poodles, on Bedlington Terriers, on you name it. That's all free. And they'll answer your questions too. And they'll talk to you about tools and products that they're using in their demos. And you can hold them, you can touch them, you can say, oh yeah, this clipper's very heavy, I wouldn't like that, or whatever. But it's a wonderful thing to do. And guys, no matter where you're located, there is a show somewhere within driving distance of you once a year. I guarantee it. So look it up. Also, there's classes there that you can take. I'm taking a class this year at Hershey, which is in September, and it's a CPR class. And guess what? When I'm done taking that class, I'm going to put a full video on here for you guys, dog CPR. I'm going to teach you how to do it. No, you won't be certified. I will get a certification, but you'll learn it. How cool is that? I'm going to share it with you guys. You're darn right I am. So I'm going to take the class. I've never done it. I've read, I've researched, I've done a lot of research on my own about dog CPR, animal CPR, but I am actually going to get certified, and I think I should have done it a long time ago. But after I am, I'm putting together a full course for you guys so you can learn it too for free. Alright, so let's dive right into your questions. I know you've been waiting. I'm sorry I've been rambling on. Question number 1, Lexi asks, okay, say I'm new at grooming, which I am, laugh out loud, she says. How do I know what type of groom each breed needs? Like a collie or a sheltie comes in versus a King Charles Spaniel versus a Schnauzer? What cut to give? What type of publications, free and otherwise, would you suggest to a new groomer? That's a fantastic question, Lexi. So, first of all, there's several websites out there, guys, that'll give you all kinds of information about specific breeds. And the more you learn about specific breeds, the more you understand their coat, their structure, breed standards, and those are important things. So the first one I'm going to tell you about is just the akc.org website. I'm going to link it in the description for you. Go visit it. All kinds of information there. But what that's going to give you is a lot of breed-specific information like coat type, temperament, how the coat is supposed to be prepared, how the coat is supposed to actually look and feel. That's a good place to start. So there's one. That's free. That's out there on the web. I'm going to link it down below. There's also a lot of fantastic books out there for you guys online, most of which I already own. I have read so many books. I'm telling you, you cannot educate yourself enough. Some of the books that I would recommend, one is The Stone Guide to Dog Grooming for All Breeds. Another one is Notes from the Grooming Table. Another one is Theory of Five, which is by Melissa Verplank, who is also the owner of the Paragon Grooming School. I also have a lot of books on just running a grooming business. I can share that with you guys at a later date. That was a big help to me in running my business. I'm telling you. The information is always there for us. We just have to seek it out. I'm going to link all those books in the description of this video. If you guys would like to go check them out, possibly purchase them. They're all my recommendations. They're extremely wonderful, easy to comprehend books. So that's one thing. Now that's not free. You'll have to purchase them. But there are a lot of websites out there. Dogbreeds.com, I think it is. And a video that I did a few weeks back where I was talking to you about clipper blades. I linked some websites that told you specific blades to use on specific areas of trimming specific breeds. I'll link that in the description below. That's another wonderful website. There's 2 of them. That's all very helpful. But if you seek it out, guys, with the internet, if you seek it out, this information is there. Anything you need to know about grooming a dog, it really is there for free. Of course, here on Go Groomer, there's a lot of things for free for you too, because that's what I'm doing. I'm here to increase the bond you share with your pet and share my secrets of the grooming industry with you. One more great place to learn to groom specific breeds is Jody Murphy has a website. I'll link that in the description below. She has oodles and oodles of specific DVDs on specific breeds and how to trim them and how to prep the coat and then trim the dog. Jody Murphy is amazing. I have several of her videos, and I have several videos by Chris Pulowski as well, especially when I was going to compete. If I was going to compete with a Cocker Spaniel, I would go and buy Jody Murphy's Cocker Spaniel video, and I watched it 100 times. And I mean, it's just valuable stuff, and you can't learn enough. Jody Murphy has a wonderful website. Go visit that site if there's a specific breed. She even has videos up there on how to groom Shih Tzus, Lexi, as well as mixed breeds, golden doodles, any doodle. It's all there. She's very thorough. Her videos are very well done. I think you guys will find them extremely valuable. Next question. This is from Lexi as well. How in the world do you clip nails if you can't see well? Are you talking to me, Lexi? Do you see these glasses right here? Do you know that they're here for a reason? She says, how can I get over being afraid? I'm gonna quick my dogs. She means she's gonna cut the quick, make them bleed. How can you get over that? Well, I have a couple recommendations for you, Lexi. First of all is these. I buy them by the dozen. I got a shipment coming in a few days of 6 more. They are in my car. They're in my shop. They're in my camper. they're in my kitchen, they're in my bathroom, and they're sitting by my bedside. These babies are the only way I can get anything done anymore. I cannot see without them. And when I'm grooming dogs, I started to notice without them, as I'm doing nails and trimming pads and scissoring feet, I was starting to scare myself. The dogs were starting to yipe a little, like, hey, you're getting a little close, you're pinching me or doing this or whatever. And I'm like, I was starting to stress, Reading glasses. So I upgraded from a 1.75. These puppies are now 2.0s. And it's probably going to continue to go up from here. I wear these all day long while I'm grooming, because when I'm grooming, it's my nearsighted vision. I'm going to be 47, and my nearsighted vision is very compromised, and I am completely aware of that. And to groom dogs every day at this distance, I cannot see very well without these babies. And Lexi, if you're having trouble seeing, then get yourself an even more powerful one, like go to the 2.50 just for trimming nails, because it's, it's going to magnify this right here. And that's what you need. You need to see this very clearly. So if you're having trouble seeing, that's one thing, is these puppies right here. They will bring it all real close to you. Now you go to look at things outside of that. That's why I always wear mine down. Bailey's always telling me, push your glasses up, Mom. I'm like, well, now I can see this and I can see that. But anyway, these are the answer, honey. That's how you see. Another tip, good lighting. Very, very important. You have to have a very well lit area if you're going to be trimming nails, trimming feet, trimming around the eyes, anything that's very close, and you need to be very precise, which you do with nail trimming. You have to be very precise. I'm going to tell you another tip about nail trimming in a second. Here's the deal, Lexi. If you don't have fluorescent lights over your grooming table like I do, that's okay. Outside, on a sunny day, the best light in the whole wide world is natural sunlight. It's incredible. You don't get better light than that. Of course, you don't want to be in the shade. You want to be in the sunlight. But that sun will provide you the best light that you need. So if it's a nice day, get your dogs up on a picnic table. You need to elevate them so that you can work with them. You can get grooming arms that attach to any table, including picnic tables. Grooming arms for like $30, $29 that will attach to a picnic table, that will keep your dog situated the way you need them to be. You can trim their nails on a picnic table outside, on a card table if they're small enough, and hook that grooming arm to them, or have help, have somebody holding them while you're working with them. And I have videos on how to specifically trim nails and how to get it done and how to position yourself and how to position the dog. I'm going to link one in the card right now for you, and you can refer to that. Just know you need good glasses, good vision, good lighting, and a good setup, and you'll be fine. Now, if you're afraid of trimming the quick, then you take little bits at a time. But in my video on how to trim dog nails, Lexi, and everybody, all of you, it specifically gets in detail about how to get it done and how to work through some obstacles when it comes to trimming dog nails. So don't forget, that's linked in the card. You go back and watch that video, it'll help you out. Great question. I know that's something everybody struggles with. Next question. This comes from Daisy Like a Flower. She says, how do you, as a groomer, care for your body, your wrist, and your thumbs? That's a great question. And I believe Daisy Like Flower is a groomer too. Then Lexi added to that, which I love that you guys are interacting in those comments. She says, Daisy, wonderful question. Wrist and hands get a workout, and I sometimes have to sit and brush out and use clippers and scissors, as I recently found out that my back pain is a result of arthritis and osteoporosis. This is great. We don't want to aggravate those issues. So as groomers, we are using force dryers all the time, okay? Sometimes a Bernese Mountain Dog, big one, you're doing it for an hour. You're force drying for an hour. Switch hands. Don't always tax this right hand. Switch to your left hand and use it. Brush with the other hand. That's a good tip right there. Don't always do everything with your right hand. Secondly, when you're choosing tools like scissors, you want to choose a scissor that's very well balanced. Light, comfortable in your hand. Your hand. You need to know that the scissors that you're using fit you. When I don't use well-balanced scissors that feel good in my hands, I get trigger finger. My thumb will just bend back on its own. It's the most weird looking thing. And I can't control it. It's almost like having a leg cramp. And I've noticed that happens when some of my favorite shears are out for sharpening and I'm going back to some cheaper, heavier shears that I do like, but they're heavier and they definitely affect that for me. When I use, like, these are the Kinchi lightning shears when I use these, and my other very light, well-balanced shears. When I say well-balanced, I mean that when they're in your hand, they're not so heavy that they want to dip down and you're compensating for that. They're an extension of your fingers, just like June says. They're an extension of your fingers. That's it. Same with clippers, guys. Make sure your clipper feels good to you. It's not too heavy, and it's shaped nicely that you can work with it. That will help you with your wrist and your thumbs. Trust me, it will. Good tools. That's the answer to that question. Daisy like a flower, that was a wonderful question. Thank you for asking it. There's a couple things I'd like to add to that. Another important thing that you have to always keep in mind when you're grooming is that you need to stay hydrated. You need to pack a lunch so that you have food with you, because you really can't often just walk away and go to the potty or go get something to eat. You have a dog on the table, and we do not ever walk away from our dogs when they're on the table. I mean, you can simply just put them down, put them back on a leash, or just hook them onto a hook on the wall with their grooming lead on, as long as they got plenty of play there in the leash, and go take care of business. But I like to pack a lunch and pack extra water with me, because I have often been in the situation where I'm grooming and I've got a dog on the table, and it's a big dog. I don't want to get him down and resituate the dog, but I'm so thirsty. If I don't have anybody in the house that I can say, hey, come here, stand here with this dog while I go potty, then I have to get the dog off the table. A good piece of advice from me, guys, is to pack plenty of water with you, pack plenty of food, bring your lunch, okay? Very important. Take potty breaks when you need them and when you can. Very important. Another thing when it comes to taking care of yourself as a groomer is definitely wearing good shoes. Often we're standing on hard surfaces and we're standing in the same place all day long. So you really want to make sure you have good shoes, and also good mats on the floor at your grooming stations, at your tub stations, wherever it is that you are standing for periods of time. Have good mats, shock absorber type mats. That's important. You don't want to pay for it later, trust me, because you will. Keep yourself fit. Take care of yourself. It's very important. And besides that, you're worth it. Next question comes from Daisy Like a Flower. She says, what dematting spray do you like to use? And we can use dematting sprays for a lot of different things. What are the ones that you have used, and what is the best method to use with the sprays? That's a super duper question, because dematting sprays can be your best friend. I have used a lot of dematting sprays. I've tried a lot of them. My favorites still to this day will always be, at this point, the Nature's Specialty Quicker Slicker, ready to use, not the dilutable, ready to use. And the other one that I truly love is made by Royal Crown, or Crown Royal, and that is Magic Touch. I love it. It's a little more expensive, so I go for the Quicker Slicker. I don't know which one I like better, to be honest. I have used some dematting sprays by Bark Basics that weren't even worth it. In fact, I have so many gallons of stuff that I use, and I'm like, this, not liking it. Bark Basics is one that I did not like. They're detangling. Tropiclean has a demat spray. Didn't like that either. I'll tell you why I like the Quicker Slicker. Because I don't have to wash it out of the coat. It will not build up in the coat. In fact, it repels dirt. I will link it in the description below. It is my favorite. It will help repel dirt when you're doing brush outs between bathing. It will definitely help with that. A lot of the other products will leave buildup, and it will actually start to collect dirt and dander in the coat, and that's not what you want. So how do I use them? I spray a light mist into the coat, above the coat, and I work it down through with my fingers, and then I brush it through, and then I use a comb, and I come back through, and I comb the coat completely out. And with the quicker slicker, leaving that in the coat like that will just help to repel dirt, as well as it helps me to get out undercoat and dander in between brush outs. So that Daisy Leg of Flower is my favorite. It would be the Nature's Specialty Quicker Slicker, ready to use. Next question comes from Norma. She says, the Activet Matte Zapper Red German Grooming Brush, which is this one. Small. It's not the double, like this. She says, for Duke, or is it too small for him? Duke is a pretty nice sized golden doodle. He really doesn't get matted at all, but I would like to brush all the dead hair out. Exactly, Norma. That's the purpose. And you've learned so much. I just love ya. So yes, Norma, I use this often on my golden doodle Gus, who is a standard size. And I'll tell you why, because I can easily get into all the areas that I need to get in. And this is a very effective brush. And the matte zapper versus other ones, it's not as flexible, but just because it's called a matte zapper doesn't mean that you have to use it on a matted dog. I use this one daily. I wouldn't use it on a Yorkie that wasn't matted, just because they're so petite. I would use a little more of a flexible brush, but you can if you're careful. Just remember, this brush doesn't give much. So that's the one thing to be concerned about. But Norma, yes, this is a great brush for Duke. You don't have to buy the double size if this is a little more easier to work with. However, like the Chris Christensen brush that I suggest often as well, this one is great for a golden doodle too. It will work for dematting, absolutely. This one's a little easier for somebody who's not as used to brushing. You don't brush for 8 hours a day like me. Okay, that's fine. I think you will find this to be your friend. Good question. Next question comes from my friend Tegan, Denise. All right, she says, tips for bathing and drying a long-haired breed so you don't tangle the coat during the process. That's her first question. She has many, and I love it. So, great question, Denise. Tips for drying a long-haired breed. First of all, thoroughly brush them before you wash them. Secondly, when they're in the tub, brush through them or comb through them with your rotating detangling comb that you have when the conditioner is on. That's when you do that. Wash them first, rinse them, condition them, and then gently comb that conditioner through it. It really pulls out a lot of the dead coat as well that you couldn't get when you were doing your pre-brushing. After that, thoroughly rinse them. We thoroughly rinse. Get everything out of the coat. It's very important, especially for a long-haired breed. But I don't want to just say that. It's important for all breeds because it won't allow things to build up in the coat if you thoroughly rinse everything out of it. And I recommend using the Nature's Specialty Sun Guard conditioner for a long-haired coat. Hands down. It's the best. And you can get that on Amazon. I'll link it. So now they're out of the tub. You've combed them out with the conditioner on there, out of the tub. When you dry them with a towel, you want to get as much of that water off there as possible. Get all the excess water off by just squeezing that towel on the dog like this. You'd never want to dry a dog like this. I mean, if they're short-haired, you can. But if they have hair, don't do that. You'll tangle it. Dry the dog with the towel, get as much excess water off. Now they're still wet. They're out of the tub. Take that detangling comb through again, or a brush. A good slicker brush would work just fine. Or that detangling comb that I showed you guys last week. Gently go through the whole entire coat from head to toe with the lay of the coat. You comb with the lay of the coat. You brush with the lay of the coat. You're going to get almost every bit of dead hair and dead coat out of your dog at this point, and we haven't even begun to dry them yet. So now that they're thoroughly combed out and thoroughly brushed after they got out of the tub and they were bathed and conditioned, when you dry them, you don't want, if you're force drying, if you have a force dryer, you want to hold it as far away as the hair is long. So if your dog's coat's this long, that's how far away from the coat you hold the force dryer. Typically, that's a good rule of thumb. And it won't tangle the coat. If you get closer than the length of the hair, you're going to cause whip knots. And I need to do a video about whip knots and drying. Just drying, period. I need to do a video, and I will. And thank you for the inspiration, Denise, because I will do it. Hold that dryer as far away as your coat is long and you won't tangle it. Now, if you're not using a forced dryer and you're just using a hand dryer, you obviously don't want that too close to the skin because that is using a heated element. So you're moving it around the dog and brushing at the same time. You shouldn't find that you're tangling the coat. If you're not using a forced dryer, if you're using a handheld dryer, you should be fine. And that's it. I mean, that you will find an amazing coat when you're done. Denise's part 2 question. She says, what's the best flea and tick medication? Ooh. Now you're asking for my opinion because I'm not a vet. I have done research, but I haven't done extensive research to tell you absolutely use this product. I'm going to tell you what I do. I do believe in flea and tick medications, and I know a lot of people out there don't, and they're going to have a real hissy fit about this. But I do treat my animals, my indoor cat and my dog, who goes camping with us and goes outside and lives in the house with us as well. I give Gus the NexGard chewable, which is made by Frontline. Now, I mentioned Frontline. I will say this. I have no faith whatsoever in the topical Frontline treatment. I've used it for years. I got off of it. I got off of it about 10 years ago. I said, this stuff ain't working. So I don't use it. I don't know why it stopped working. I don't know if they needed to change their formulation or what. But at that point, I switched over to K9 Advantix. That's K, letter K, and a number 9, Advantix. That's what I was using for my dogs. I can't use that on my cat. For my cat, I use Advantage 3, I think it is. And it seems to work great. Now, I will say this too. Frequent bathing, let's say once a month at least, definitely helps. But it's not enough to keep fleas and ticks off of your dogs. I said ticks. Now, I want to say this about ticks. I don't believe that the flea treatments really do much for ticks. It will kill the tick. It will. I shouldn't say don't do much. It will kill the tick after a couple days, but the tick will still bite your dog. And what happens when your dog gets bit by the tick that has Lyme disease? Your dog gets Lyme disease. So, and I also will say this real quick. The Lyme disease vaccination, I do not, in my opinion, believe that it works. Because I have dogs that come into my shop that are vaccinated and have Lyme disease. So I do want to say that. It's a tough one, guys. We can't not pay attention to the fleas and ticks. They are an issue. We do not want to invite them into our home, and we certainly do not want to invite Lyme disease into our dogs' lives or our lives. We need to treat them. I do feel very strongly about that, and I do treat my animals every month. I back off a little bit in the winter time only because it's so cold here. I'm on the East Coast, the northern East Coast, and it is very cold here in the winter months. And we can back off as long as we were on top of our flea problems. And the worst time for fleas is fall, just so you know. Spring is bad too, but fall is worse. I'm going to tell you that right now because the fleas are desperately looking for a warm-blooded animal to survive on because it's getting cold outside. So I use NexGard chewable tablets for Gus for my standard size golden doodle. I use Advantage 3 for my indoor cat to keep the fleas off of them. Fleas will definitely drive down your dog's or your cat's immune system. And they will drive you crazy if they're in your house. Good question. Next question. This is Denise's question as well. Tegan, that's Denise. Her third question is, I'm so glad you're asking questions. She says, what is your opinion on adding fish oil to the diet for coat improvement? I think it's a good thing. And I'll also tell you this, fish oil helps with nails. Some dogs, I've seen very brittle nails. Brittle, you think that doesn't sound terrible. It is bad because what happens when their nails are brittle, they break and they can fracture. The nail will fracture off and leave the quick exposed, and you don't want that. Fish oil helps strengthen nails. Vitamin E does as well. You can give them vitamin E pills in their food. You don't want to overdo it with any vitamins, not in excess. Yes, the fish oil will help. You will see it. It's definitely going to help with skin and coat. It will leave an odor that comes through their skin. I've noticed that. Not the end of the world. I feed Gus 2 cans of sardines every day with every meal. I mean, he gets 1 can with every meal. And he's eating raw, but I do incorporate a whole can of sardines in Gus's meal, which is twice a day. And that helps. Those amino acids, fatty acids, definitely helps the skin and coat and the nails and a lot of other things. So yes, Denise, I feel that's a good thing. Fish oil, yes. And I'll tell you what, it's not going to hurt. So keep it up. Next question. It's from Denise again. She's letting me have it. She's letting us have it because we're sharing. She says anal glands. There's nothing more to say. Except I got something to say. Okay, anal glands. I'm going to tell you this. Years ago, groomers used to always express anal glands. That was part of the groom. You take your dog to the groomer, you get the anal glands expressed. Let me tell you this. Your dog's anal glands should be expressing on their own, which means when the stool comes out, if it's not firm enough, then you need to change the diet. The stool needs to be firm enough to express those anal glands, and it will. The anal glands have a purpose, which is to just basically lubricate the feces as it's coming out, as well as put their scent on the feces, which is more of a primitive thing. But it's still the way it is. If those anal glands are not expressing when your dog goes poo-poo, then you need to really think about changing some things in the diet and firming up that poo, because the poo should express the anal glands when it comes out. It should put pressure. Those glands are right beside the anus on the inside. And when the poo comes out, it should push on those anal glands and express them. And if they're becoming impacted, that is an issue for your vet. And there is what I really wanted to point out in the issue of anal glands. Yes, groomers know how to express anal glands. Some groomers feel like it's their job to express anal glands every time a dog comes in. It's not. And I'll tell you why. The dog should be expressing those anal glands through their natural bodily functions. And if they are not, it is not your job as a groomer to express their anal glands. If they are not expressing their anal glands, that is a job for a veterinarian. Because if you need to take your dog to the vet to have the anal glands expressed, then that is now a medical issue. That is a need that their body is not functioning in the way that it should to express those on their own. And that becomes a medical need at that point. And that's what I want to stress to you guys. It's not a grooming issue. Groomers should not be worried about expressing anal glands. Do I do it in my shop? Absolutely not. Ever. If my clients walk in and say, oh, you're going to express their anal glands, and I'll be like, do they need expressed? And they'll say, well, yeah, you do that, don't you? It's what you're supposed to do. And I'll be like, no, actually, we're not supposed to do it. Your dog should be doing it when he goes poo-poo. And if he's not, then you have an issue and you need to call your vet. That's what I tell them. It's not my job to express a dog's anal glands. If I go to my hairdresser and I say, you know what, I didn't express my anal glands today, can you do that? She'll be like, huh? What? Huh? No. She'll say, call your doctor, right? Right. Call your doctor. Your dog should express their anal glands all by themselves. Great question, Denise. And I'm so glad to deliver that message because it drives me nuts. Next question from Denise again. Man, she's letting us have it. I'm so happy. All right, she says, tips for grooming an uncooperative dog. You spoke on this, but I can never get enough info on this subject. LOL. Ha ha ha. I get you, girlfriend. I'm telling you what, I know you guys all feel, especially all you people grooming your dogs at home. And maybe some of us professional groomers, you feel like, I have an uncooperative dog and I can't work with it. Especially if you're just grooming your own dog at home. They're probably going to be uncooperative a lot of the times because they think they can get away with it. That's the first thing. You can't tolerate that. When you are grooming your dog, whether that's brushing them, whether it's trimming their nails, whether it's combing them, whether it's clipping them, or whether it's cleaning their ears or picking eye boogers out of their eyes, you're grooming them. When you are doing that with your dog, it's all business, and you need to make sure that they know you feel that way. And if you feel that way, they're gonna feel it. Trust me. When you're grooming them, that includes brushing, just brushing, you demand respect. And I don't mean in a horrible way. I mean, you do not entertain bad behavior. If they're fidgety, straighten them up and start over. Don't say a word. Straighten them up and be firm and continue on. If they start their stuff again, straighten them up. Make them stand up. Make them stand up. Make them look forward, look straight. And you're working with them down this side, make them stay there. Make them stay there. They start their stuff again, stand up. I'm telling you, you do this until the cows come home. That's a weird term. Yes, you do this until the cows come home, until they realize that you're not putting up with it. You're not putting up with it, and you're still gonna make them do what you want them to do. And it will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 times. But they finally will get the message. Trust me. If you need any more help on this subject, link in the card above. Alright guys, we're down to our last question. And this is a good one. I'm very excited about this. This comes from Denise as well. It's a good question. You can thank her. Guys, throw her some hearts in the chat. Say, Denise, you rock. Okay. Denise says, and as a groomer, do you have any suggestions on helping a dog who suffers from allergies resulting in skin issues? Oh boy, honey, do I see this every day. And so does every other groomer in the world. Yes, I have a lot of suggestions. The first suggestion that I want to tell you about a dog that suffers from allergies, that you're seeing skin allergies. It's surfaced in the skin. The first thing I want to tell you is let's get them on at least a once a month good bathing routine. Rejuvenating that skin is extremely important. But let me tell you this, guys, you can't just bathe your dog. You need to brush out the dead coat first. It's so important. Brush out that coat really nice, as good as you can, down to the skin. Loosen up all that dander, and if there's flaky stuff coming off the skin, gently brush it. Loosen it up. Slough it off. Now we get them in the tub. Lukewarm water to cool water, okay? No hot water ever on a dog, or hot-ish, because it will open up the pores. If they're already having an issue with their skin and you put hot water or pretty warm water on their skin, you're inviting bacteria in, and their skin's already ticked off. So we don't want to do that. Okay, so lukewarm water to cool water. That's it, that we're going to wash them with. And you're going to rub, and you're going to massage, and you're going to loosen up all that yucky stuff on the skin. Massage it, get them clean. Rinse them and do it again. Get them on a schedule about once a month. Then give them a nice condition, preferably with something that rinses very, very nicely out of the coat, like the Nature Specialty Sun Guard. The Coat Handler Undercoat Control is another good one. It's nice and light. It rinses out very easily. Condition them. Just try to balance out that skin a little bit. Sometimes the skin allergies that we see from our dogs is not a skin issue. It results in a skin issue, but we still need to treat the skin. It could be a food allergy that's causing this. It could be an allergy outside. It's something that they're in contact with. It could be because they're older, and as dogs get older, they become less immune to things that they used to be able to ward off. So it's going to surface in their skin, but we can still take care of the skin and the coat, and it's very important that we do so. This was a great question. I'm so glad you asked it. My next suggestion for skin allergies, skin problems, if you see flaky stuff on your skin, or even just dry, dander-free skin, is Epsom salt soak. It is amazing. I've said it before. I'm saying it again. It's amazing. So if you have a big dog and you really can't submerge them in like a tub where you can keep most of their body in the Epsom salt warm bath, then you can get a dispenser bottle, dilute the Epsom salt with warm water and dissolve it well in the bottle and squeeze it all over your dog and massage it through the skin and coat and let it sit for about 10 minutes. Epsom salt is a wonderful healing product naturally for your dog. Feet, skin, just don't let them eat it or drink it. It causes diarrhea. I don't do that. No eating, no drinking. Just on the skin. It's amazing. And if they are suffering from allergies like this, guys, and you are brushing them on a regular basis, washing them every 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the severity of the skin issue, you will see a huge improvement. One last thing I will tell you about it though. A good chlorhexidine shampoo will heal the skin as well. And I'll link one in the card below. Thank you for all your feedback, guys, and all your questions. Look at all the information you brought to the grooming table tonight. I can't thank you enough. I'm still typing to you guys. All right. Wow. I am so happy that you guys enjoyed that demo. I was reluctant to throw that down. I was like, that's a long one. But you realize that was about an hour demo. I mean, it wasn't really a demo. And that's why I was worried. I was like, I'm just like talking. And I know it was all very good information. But, you know, I just get afraid sometimes that I'm throwing too much at you guys at once. So, but I can clearly see that you guys want this information. So guess what? I'm going to keep it coming. And you know what? I can't thank you enough for asking the questions that you did. They were amazing questions. Every time I got questions from you guys, I was like, yes. Yes, it's so important, you know? I was just so excited because I was like, I'm so glad they're concerned about this kind of stuff. And sometimes I think if I leave it up to myself to determine the topics at times, maybe I'm touching on the wrong thing, you know? So I am so happy to hear these questions that came in and to see the feedback in the chat and the engagement that we were all part of there, communicating about these subjects, because they may seem small, but they're things that affect all of our dogs and cats. And I'm so happy. Good job, guys. Now, I do want to say real quick before I give you that subscriber showdown that I cannot wait to push the button on. I want to tell you guys, the Hershey Groom Expo, which is a my mind is just, I didn't get enough sleep last night. My boy went to college. God, he's the best. He is so cool. Someday you guys get to meet him. I'll have him be a co-host and he can do all these math problems or something while we talk. But when I go to Hershey in September, which is the middle of September, I'm taking that CPR course, guys. And I've always wanted to do it and I never did it. Because you know why? And it was so funny. I was watching in the chat. Nothing is required of us groomers. We don't even need to be certified. And when I say certified, I'm certified, meaning I have a certificate. I'm not discounting that certificate. Trust me, I worked hard for it. I did. I groomed a lot of dogs and I took a lot of heat from my instructor. But I wanted to do a good job. So I shouldn't say that, but what I'm saying is we're not required to even be certified. It's not required of us. I don't believe there's one single state in the United States that requires certification, licensing, or any of the above. So I want you guys to know that. I think it's important that you know that. And I think that when you watch your pet groomer interact with your dog and watch your dog I think that'll tell you a lot about the pet groomer that you've chosen to groom your dog or your cat. And it's not required. So I think it's important that you guys know that, all right? So I'm glad we talked about that. Now, when I do my CPR course, I am going to put together a wonderful, wonderful tutorial for you guys. You know why it's important that we all know CPR? Let's say, I've seen people, like take their bulldogs to a dog park and it's like 85 degrees and hot. And I'm going, oh God, get that dog out of here. They already have respiratory they're compromised there. And don't let that dog run around. A pug, a Shih Tzu, a Pekingese. Don't take them to a dog park when it's hot. And don't let them overrun. And some dogs will never stop unless you physically pull them out of the situation and say, time to stop. So here's why the CPR will come in handy for everybody. We all know those people out there that will let their English bulldogs and their pugs and their Shih Tzus run until they fall over. And guess what? When they fall over, they're having a heat stroke. And if you can't catch it quick enough, and sometimes you can't, or do the right things to counteract that dog is going to die in front of everybody at the dog park. I don't want that to happen to anybody, to any dog, ever. That would be devastating. So anyway, that's why I want to teach you guys. You guys maybe wonder, well, what would we need to know it for? You do. There will be times when you're out in public and something happens with a dog, whether, he's in a car for too long, or like I said, they've been overworked in the heat, and their breathing capacity can't tolerate it. There are things you can do to save their life. And I'm going to teach you. So I'm taking the class because I should have that certification. I do know some things to do when dogs are in jeopardy, but I want to officially get all that information that I can. And when I do, I'm bringing it back to you guys in a full demo, and it's going to be wonderful. And it's going to be one that you're going to want to share with all your friends and family and all your social media, because it's a message that shouldn't be sent enough. Okay, we can help, and we will, because that's what we do. We're Go Groomers. We help. So we're going to do that. You are going to learn it. I'm going to learn it. And if ever we need to, we're going to save lives. Yeah. That's right. Oh, God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. There's also some other stuff we're going to be doing at that show, guys. I probably will go live. I'm going to be there at least 2 days, and I'm hoping that any of you guys are going to travel to that Hershey Groom Expo. I want you to let me know you're there. All you got to do is send me a comment in any one of my videos on YouTube, and I will get the message that you are there. Okay? Because I would love to meet any of you. I love you guys so much. And the more we can build our bonds, the better we will become. So I'm excited about it. But I'm also going to talk to a few specific vendors that I have made notes that I do want to talk to. I do want to talk to the Paragon School. I want to get a little more information for you guys about that. And I'll tell you what I do want to do. I would like to go and do a demo, do a video, a little documentary of that school. It's a wonderful school. And the fact that they have such a great virtual program, because I know sometimes that's the only way somebody has the opportunity to get the training. Like myself, I couldn't go to a school. Couldn't do it. But I wanted the knowledge. I wanted the training. And you do have to make the best of it. I'll say that. So I'm going to go talk to them. I'm going to see what I can work up with them. Can I go and visit them? They're in Michigan. I'll go. And I will take the best footage in the world you've ever seen, and I will bring it all home to you guys and let you know exactly what it is that they offer. Yeah, me too, CD. And I want to do stuff like that, okay? I'm also very determined to go talk to Le Pouche brushes, because I have been using their brushes forever, and all of a sudden they stopped making them and they were unavailable, and I was very disappointed. And Activet picked up their brushes. they are pretty much the same from what I can tell, but there could be a difference, and I'm going to find out because I want to talk to both vendors at the show. I want to find out if there's differences. But I really, really want to talk to Le Pouche, and I want to get some down low for you guys, and I want to possibly work something up with them. So yeah, keep your fingers crossed. A couple of different vendors that I have in mind that I really, really need to talk to as Go Groomer and bring some stuff. Okay? So trust me, I'm busy. I'm getting on it. I also started my class today. You guys know I take classes. Today is my second to last class that I will be taking. It is an advanced JavaScript class, and I'm excited. But now I'm stressed because I've had all summer to pour into YouTube. And now I'm like, ooh, I got to divide some of that time up to school too. No worries. I'm not going to let you down, guys. I'm just not going to sleep. No, it's all good. It's all good. They used to be better. They used to be together. Yeah, I know, CD. Yes, you're right. So, guys, let's throw down your subscriber showdown. I think you're going to love it. I love it. I really do. So, for you, and only because it's for you, I'm going to give you this right now. Let's roll it. Yes, that's good stuff. I'm telling you. What'd you think of Scooter? Scooter, we were at a good friend, Chris Hollinger, happy 50th birthday. We were at a surprise party for him at our other good friend, Jenny Smith, little Jenny Smith. She has a beautiful house, her and her husband, Bobby. And they had a pool party for him. And they have 3 awesome dogs. They have Squishy, Lucy, and Charlie that were in the video. And I couldn't get enough of those dogs. But Bobby, her husband Bobby, has Scooter and Sunny. They both are 2 different types of birds. Scooter was the one that was doing the tricks. He's had Scooter since she was 7 months old, and she's now 13. But apparently they live to be around 60. And he takes such good care of her, and they are tight. Scooter and Bobby are tight. And I had to share that with you guys. Wasn't that great? Oh, I tell you what, and birds are a lot of work. So I am so impressed at Bobby and how he takes care of those birds. My jaws were jacking. Bobby, do this. Bobby, come show me how does this work? Yeah, it was good. Great showdown, guys. Thank you. Astrid sent in some pictures of her dogs. We haven't seen them in a while. We had all of our great dogs in there. Thank you, guys. I'm so excited. African Greys. Yeah, that's what it was, honey. She's a African Grey, and there's one more thing to that. I forget what it is that she is. That's exactly what she is. So smart. Oh, my goodness. June says, Lexi's, it's getting cooler now, almost cool enough to wear the hat that you made me. Oh, I'd like to see that. Why don't you send us a picture of that hat so we can put it in the subscriber showdown, huh? So, guys, wow, we really were busy tonight. I am so happy. Listen, Saturday, are you all going to be here? Let me hear yes. Give me a yes in the comments. Are you all going to be here Saturday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time? I certainly hope so. I need to tell you who has entered for the grand prize drawing, which is the drawing that Lee is going to do, and it's going to be wonderful. I'm telling you guys. I think Lee's going to try to join us in the chat too. So we're going to have all kinds of guest stars, and we're going to have fun. It's this Saturday, the 31st at 12 noon. Yes, Daisy's here. Grace is here. Loving it. I don't want to ruin your showdown. What? Oh, stop it. Send me the hat. With bells on, Lexi. Oh, yeah, Raquel's going to be here. I hope so too, CD. Listen, these are the people who have entered to win. All you got to do is send me an email and say, enter me to win the drawing from Lee Billingham. Just enter me to win, okay? That's all you got to say. My email address is in the description of every video, and it's in the description of this one. We have Cheetah Karina. She's entered. We have Denise, which is Tegan. Denise. She's entered. Raquel Grant. We have Renee. We have Lexi. We have Michelle. We have Brenda. We have Carolyn McAfee. We have Daisy Like a Flower. And we have Astrid. These are, there's only 10 people that have entered. Come on, people. Yeah. I hope so, Astrid. I hope you're here. And guess what, guys? Listen to me very carefully. You have to be here to win. If you're not in the live stream, I will pick another person. Regretfully. With tears in my eyes. I will pick another person to win that. So, don't do that to yourself. You need it. It's going to be awesome. And Tegan's going to be here. I know. I can't wait, guys. And Monday is Labor Day. So, guys, we're going to take Monday off of our live streams, okay? We're not going to do it that Monday. Every other Monday we will. But we're not going to live stream Monday. We're going to have a holiday. And I hope you guys have a good time. And I hope you're all off work and enjoying yourselves. And Saturday will be our live stream, okay? But it's just for us. It's just for us. No fake tears. I won't fake it, Lexi. If I call a winner and that winner is not here, I will cry. And I don't cry a lot. But I will cry then because you don't know how excited I am to give this away. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'll try to make it, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Family stuff. I get you, honey. I just hope you can. At any point, June, if you can drop in, please do. Please do. It's big for us because it's about us. The 1,000 subscriber party is about us. And that's why I want you guys to show up if you can. I really hope you can. I really, really hope you can. Does anybody else have any questions? I was so thrilled with all the feedback that we were getting in the live chat while we were watching the tutorial today and everything. And you know, guys, if you have anything else you want to add to that or have me expand upon, please leave a comment in this video because I don't ever want to leave you guys hanging on any issues. I want to explain. One thing I can see while it's sitting here behind me, but I can't because the camera messes me up. I did put this here for a reason. This shampoo and conditioner right now, I think, who mentioned it? Was it Raquel? Mentioned about the allergies and stuff. They're terrible right now. All these dogs around here are suffering. So what's in my Prima bathing system right now? Tropiclean, the puppy hypo shampoo. Not that it's, the shampoo that I use is gentle. I have very much faith in all the products that I use in here. But I knew this was extremely gentle. So this is the one that I'm using right now until we get through November. Because like I said, they're cutting down all the cornfields and dogs are just reacting like crazy. And so are we. I'm sneezing and sniffling all the time. And I'm using the Tropiclean Nourish conditioner as my, on every pet right now in my shop. I chose to do this just to try to, you know, be very gentle to what the dogs are going through right now. Sometimes we have to do that. So I did want to mention that to you. Sometimes, and bathing, guys, if your dogs are suffering from allergies and their skin is reacting or whatever, don't think you can't bathe them. Bathing is the solution. And I know a lot of vets will say otherwise, but I will disagree with that 100% every day. Bathe them, but over rinse them. Rinse all the product out of them. But cleaning off the dander and the buildup on their skin and follicles and coat is so important, especially if their skin is suffering. You gotta get it off or it will just add to the problem. Now, I think in the link of this description, I'm not totally on top of everything all the time, but I think I have linked a chlorhexidine shampoo if your dogs get really itchy and scaly. Okay, but other than that, you really don't need a medicated shampoo. You just need to wash it and clean it off. Clean the dander, clean the buildup off the skin, let it start over. Give it a chance to rejuvenate. So yes, bathing is good, especially if your dogs are having issues. Not bathing them would be a terrible thing to do, and it will get worse. Okay, so what did I miss? Thank you for being so generous with your time, your knowledge, and sharing your experience with everyone. Your hard work is so appreciated. Well, thank you, June. You know, I feel the exact same way about you. But I'm so glad that we share together on YouTube. That's great. We have a lot of groomers in this chat right now, guys. Not just pet owners. They're pet owners too. So we have pet owners and groomers. So we are bringing so much to the grooming table, and that's why I love this so much. We are making a difference. So we keep sharing our information. Share the videos out on social media. You know, if it helps one dog today or one pet owner in their situation they may be suffering from, then we did good, right? Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. So, yeah, well said. Thank you. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, I have kept you a long time, and I apologize for that, but I got to tell you, I feel that we really shared a lot of good stuff tonight, and I'm very happy about it. And I thank you for joining me, and I thank you for listening, and I thank you for always keeping your mind open. And listen, I don't always have all the answers, and sometimes a lot of the information that I share is just my professional opinion, what I've observed over the years, of what I think. And it is often that, I will tell you, often it is my opinion, just as a professional. But I'm very careful with what opinions I share with you guys, because I know that sometimes you are really listening, and if I would at all tell you something that may get you into trouble with your pet, whereas maybe I shouldn't have shared that, maybe I shouldn't have shared that, they shouldn't have tried that. I'm very careful with it, okay? Thank you, June. I appreciate that. So, guys, I'm going to throw down that subscriber showdown. You're welcome, Daisy Like a Flower. I'm going to throw it down one more time for you, and this time I'm not going to mess it up. You watch. Yeah, I messed it up. I have to mess something up every time I do a live stream, but this time I'm not going to. This time, I would turn the music off, and I will throw the subscriber showdown, and I can't wait to see you guys on Saturday. August 31st, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. 12 noon. It's a different time than we usually get together. Please be here because it's for you. And so is this. Subscriber Showdown. I love ya. Okay, that's not right. I love ya.